2023 has been an absolute roller coaster of a ride when it comes to video game releases. Fans have had the opportunity to experience smash hits such as the likes of Tears of the Kingdom, and there's been no shortage of surprise hits like Hi-Fi Rush as well. That said, the year is far from over, and the coming months are stacked with plenty of high-profile releases. This feature will run down 30 of the biggest games that are still scheduled to come out in 2023. Starfield. Starfield is undoubtedly one of the most anticipated games of the year, and the game finally looks to be on track to hit its updated release date of September 6, 2023. Starfield is Bethesda's first new IP in over 25 years, and from what we've seen so far, the game looks absolutely amazing. Everything from the combat to the exploration and visuals look impressive, and we're really excited to see how it all comes together when the game releases for Xbox Series consoles and PC later this year. Assassin's Creed Mirage. Mirage veers away from the action RPG trappings of prior entries, and what we get is a stealth action adventure that's more in line with something like Unity. The story follows the transformation of Basim from a petty thief into a master assassin, and that journey is punctuated by several assassination missions where you'll get to use a vast array of tools and tricks to take down your targets in large open-ended levels. It's set to release on the 12th of October 2023 for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Pikmin IV. Nintendo recently showcased gameplay for Pikmin IV, and fans are stoked at the return of this seemingly long-forgotten franchise. Pikmin IV brings a ton of new additions to the gameplay, including, but not limited to, Oachi, who is incredibly versatile, and Glow Pikmin, who illuminate their surroundings in the dark. You can even have a taste of the game by downloading the free demo on Nintendo Switch ahead of its imminent release on July 21st, 2023. Remnant 2. Gearbox's Remnant from the Ashes was an enjoyable co-op experience that managed to win the hearts of many fans, and Remnant 2 is here to build upon these strong foundations in new and interesting ways. You'll still be dropping in solo or along with friends to defeat waves of increasingly tough enemies, but everything from the procedural generation of content to the moment-to-moment combat has been expanded upon in more ways than one, which will be appreciated by both new and returning fans. Remnant 2 releases for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on 25th of July 2023. Armored Core 6. From Software delivered a massive hit with Elden Ring last year, and it's set to do it once again with Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. This soft reboot will see players taking control of large mechs as they duke it out against all sorts of mechanical monstrosities in a wide variety of combat arenas. The visuals look crisp, and the fast-paced ballet of bullets and missiles looks pretty tantalizing as well. The developer also promises extensive customization options, and if previous entries are anything to go by, Armored Core 6 will be a dream come true for fans obsessed with crafting all sorts of wacky builds. It will release for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on August 25th this year. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Based on the 1974 horror classic of the same name, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is an asymmetrical multiplayer game where the surviving team tries to use stealth and espionage to make it out alive, while the attacking players use aggression and violence to silence the opposing team as quickly as possible. If you've played games like Friday the 13th, the video game, you know what to expect from the release. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre releases for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S on August 18th, 2023. Immortals of Avium. Immortals of Avium is the latest game under the EA Originals publishing label that's currently in the works at Ascendant Studios. As the protagonist Jack, you will be thrust into a boiling conflict between legions, and you must use your knowledge and understanding of magical powers to emerge victorious in this ever-growing war. The gameplay loop revolves around chaining different spells and magic to take down enemies, and the fast-paced nature of it all has us excited to see how it all pans out. Immortals of Avium is releasing for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on August 22nd, 2023. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. After the amazing Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Insomniac is hard at work on a full-fledged sequel in the form of Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Players will be switching between Peter Parker and Miles Morales as the duo tries to stop Kraven the Hunter and Venom from wreaking havoc upon the city. In addition to brand new black suits for Peter Parker and plenty of new traversal abilities, Insomniac is also expanding the boundaries of the open world with new areas like the East River and Queens, alongside a slew of other improvements. It looks absolutely fantastic, and we'll be lapping it up when it releases for PS5 on October 20th, 2023. Alan Wake 2. Remedy Entertainment is bringing back its cult classic franchise with Alan Wake 2, a sequel that will be largely focused on survival horror. The game picks up years after the original game, and we'll see the beloved writer conjuring up a new narrative in hopes of escaping the dark place. Alan Wake 2 will feature a dual protagonist structure, and players will also have to find and analyze clues in order to progress through the story. It all looks especially beautiful thanks to the power of the Northlight engine, and it's set to release on October 17, 2023 for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Alone in the Dark. Much like Alan Wake 2 that we discussed before, Alone in the Dark is also making a return with a new reimagination of this 90s classic. Alone in the Dark will take players back to the Eraserd Manor as they investigate the disappearance of a close one. With a star-studded cast and a completely overhauled third-person gameplay loop, Alone in the Dark looks primed to bring the series to a new audience. It's set to release for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on October 25th, 2023. Lies of P. Lies of P takes the popular children's story of Pinocchio and flips it completely on its head. You take on the role of a titular puppet who has to navigate a web of lies and conspiracies in an effort to regain back his lost humanity. Lies of P features aggressive combat that is clearly inspired by Bloodborne, and the levels are filled with brutal enemies that are ready to ambush you at every corner. The art direction looks fantastic too, and we'll be checking out Lies of P when it releases in September 19th for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Mortal Kombat 1. Set in a new universe created by Liu Kang, Mortal Kombat 1 is set to usher in a new era for this long-running franchise. And it looks nothing short of breathtaking. The character roster is made up of both returning and new characters, and with a more refined combat system and spectacular visuals, Mortal Kombat is looking a lot better than before. It will be released for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch on 19th of September, 2023. Payday 3. After an almost decade-long hiatus, the Payday series is making a return with Payday 3, which is currently in development at Starbreeze Studio. You'll once again be donning the familiar clown masks as you take on a wide variety of heists with your friends. Payday 3 will build upon the open-ended level design and player agency-driven gameplay of prior entries, and it all looks really promising. It will be released on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S sometime this year. Forza Motorsport. After a spectacular run with Playground Games' Forza Horizon 5, the baton has been passed on to Turn 10, who is rounding up work on the next entry of the Forza Motorsport brand. The soft reboot is being touted as one of the most advanced ray tracing games ever, and the results speak for themselves. In addition to the gorgeous visuals, Forza Motorsport will also have a strong simulation core, driving its methodical gameplay, which is more than enough information to get fans pumped for this release. It will be released for Xbox Series X and S and PC on the 10th of October 2023. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. Konami is set to bring back the Metal Gear Solid series back into the limelight with Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. The first volume of the package will be releasing this year on October 24th for Nintendo Switch, PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One, and will include Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, including VR Mission Special Mission, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty HD Collection version, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, the HD Collection version, in a neat package built for modern console platforms. F1 Manager 2023. This year's F1 Manager 2023 will be releasing on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S on the 31st of July. And the game will be bringing a host of new iterative upgrades to this well-established formula, including but not limited to better AI, a new race replay mode, and a more complex simulation system for races. It's basically more of the same, but fans of these games love it and they're here for it. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. RGG Studios is rounding up work on Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. which is yet another spin-off in its blockbuster Yakuza franchise. The narrative revolves around Kazuma Kiryu faking his own death to save those he loves, and fans can obviously expect a ton of twists and turns as they make their way through the story. On top of all the open-world goodness that we've come to expect from these games, you also get to use a ton of new gadgets and fighting styles to wreak havoc upon your adversaries. Like a Dragon Gaiden releases for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on November 8th, 2023. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Massive finally gave us a taste of what to expect from Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora with its recent showings, and it definitely looks promising. Set against an unseen region of Pandora, you'll be assuming the role of a Na'vi warrior as they fight back against the opposing human forces. The first-person gameplay looks heavily inspired by Far Cry, and while it might be overly familiar, it definitely looks like a fun time. It'll be released on the 7th of December 2023 for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Amazon Luna. Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl's development has been far from the smoothest, but the game is looking to be on track to finally releasing this year. You will be returning back to the zone as a lone survivor, and the journey ahead will entail helping different factions and fighting all sorts of dangerous monsters. Stalker 2 is built using Unreal Engine 5, and visually it looks like a feast for the eyes. We can't wait to dive into this one, and it releases sometime in December 2023 for PC and Xbox Series X and S. The Crew Motorfest. After a brief hiatus, Ivory Tower is bringing back The Crew with a third entry in the franchise, namely The Crew Motorfest. Taking place on a Hawaiian island, players will be dumped into an extravagant racing festival and left to their own devices to craft their own fun and partake in various race types spread across the map. The Forza Horizon influence are quite evident here, but they seem to work well within the context of the game itself. It will be released for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on the 14th of September 2023. Ghost Runner 2. Developer One More Level's 2020 release Ghost Runner was an interesting action-adventure game, and many fans have warmed up to its fast-paced gameplay and unique combat mechanics. A sequel was known to be in the works, and we just recently got a first glimpse at what's in store. Ghost Runner 2 is looking like an ambitious sequel that not only builds upon the foundations of the original, but also adds a ton of new stuff like motorbike levels and more boss fights into the mix. All of this should make for a fun time, and we will be keeping this one on our radar. It's set to release sometime this year for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Detective Pikachu returns. Detective Pikachu was an interesting release featuring one of the most adorable Pokemon in an entirely new light, and fans found the game a lot of fun. Nintendo is working on a sequel in the form of Detective Pikachu Returns, which will be following the adventures of Pikachu and his partner Tim Goodman as the duo works to solve mysteries throughout Rhyme City. The game will also feature plenty of new Pokemon, and it releases for Nintendo Switch on October 8th, 2023. Exoprimal. Exoprimal is all about shooting down fierce dinosaurs while donned in heavy exotechnology-powered armor suits. Players will jump in as a team, and each member of the group has to work in synergy with each other to power through the opposition and emerge victorious in battle. The game definitely has plenty of potential that Capcom can capitalize upon to make this a fun co-op shooter, and we hope that this ends up being the case when Exoprimal releases for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on July 14th, 2023. Oxenfree 2: Lost Signals. Oxen 2 Free puts players in the shoes of Riley, who embarks on a quest to solve the mystery behind a new cult by the name of the Parentage, who are trying to open a new portal in the familiar town of Kamina. There's a lot to look forward to with Oxenfree 2, right from the beautiful art style to interesting gameplay mechanics and the engaging narrative. It releases for PS4, PS5, PC, and Nintendo Switch later this year. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2: Turbocharged. Developer Milestone's Hot Wheels Unleashed turned out to be a critical and commercial success, and Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged is here to build on those foundations. The sequel is set to feature over 130 cars, and a wide variety of tracks, and new additions like double jumps and lateral dashes allow players to express themselves more freely and take down rivals in absolute style. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged releases for PC on the 19th of October 2023. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. Cyberpunk 2077 was easily one of the biggest letdowns of recent memory, and CD Projekt Red aims to right those wrongs with Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, a new expansion that's more than just additional content for the base game. Set in a brand new part of Night City, Phantom Liberty will have a spy thriller story starring Idris Elba as an FIA agent, Solomon Reed. Players can also expect improved progression systems and overhauled police response mechanics, giant mechs, and much more with this one hell of a content update. It releases for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on the 26th of September. Endless Dungeon. Endless Dungeon is all about working together as a team to achieve the singular goal of escaping an abandoned space station that's crawling with all sorts of monsters. The maps are procedurally generated, and players will have to play off each other's strengths to overcome the toughest challenges of the game. The art style might be simplistic, but the moment-to-moment gameplay looks really fun. Endless Dungeon might be worth checking out, so be sure to keep an eye out for it when it releases for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch sometime this year. The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie. The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie tells the story of 3 different legends, and players are free to switch characters at any point during the story thanks to the game's crossroads systems. Trails into Reverie builds upon the familiar tactical RPG combat of prior entries, and you'll also be able to recruit new allies to strengthen your party and ease the journey ahead. The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie is out on July 6, 2023 for PC, PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. The beloved Italian plumber makes a grand return with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, a new 2D outing that follows in the footsteps of games like Super Mario Bros. U. In addition to all the platforming that we know and love, Super Mario Bros. Wonder will also feature wonder effects that will add all sorts of bizarre obstacles to your path, including, but not limited to, pipes coming alive and throwing down spiky balls in your path. You can choose to play as Mario or any one of his friends. And there's new power-ups that turn Mario into a giant elephant. Cool. Super Mario Bros. Wonder releases for Nintendo Switch on the 20th of October, 2023. Disney's Illusion Island. Dlala Studios' upcoming Disney's Illusion Island is a cooperative platformer that tasks players to clear stages of increasing difficulty, all while controlling some of the most recognizable cartoons from the Disney universe. Thanks to an instantly charming art style and great level design, Disney's Illusion Island looks primed to be a great time for toddlers or anyone with a passing interest in a Disney platformer. It will be released for Nintendo Switch on the 28th of July, 2023. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.